Hi guys, it's your girl, Atida, and my beautiful man, David, and
Brother Dave.
brother Dirk. Sorry
Brother
guys,
Dave.
sorry. Need to put some respect on the name, you know what I'm saying? So today we are talking about entanglement.
A few weeks ago, only a few days ago, I was hearing about, I don't know if I saw an article, saying that, if Jada Smith cheats on Will Smith, then, all the men are doomed. I saw an article on that, and then I was like, what's this? Has, Jada Smith cheated on Will? Then I went to look into it. Then I found out that it was something that happened a few years back, and I watched the whole thing about it. And then a very interesting thing that happened in that Red Table Talk was this thing that Jada Smith said about an entanglement. And so, we thought to kind of talk about what that means on our perspective. And yeah, I mean, I was telling you, babe, that I don't really want to talk about Will, Jada and Will, and say our opinions about it. Oh, well, if you want to talk about it, go for it. But like my opinions, because my opinion doesn't matter about what happened. But what I personally think is that they are both a human couple, and I don't think we should be so opinionated about it because they're going through their marriage. They're human being as well. So I'm glad that they found a way to deal with it and heal from it. So, but still, entanglement. It's an interesting one. So
Very.
How do we start this? How do we begin?
Okay. The first question we'll throw. How about this, baby? The first question that we will attempt to answer, and that you guys can also share your opinion is: in a marriage, can you break up in a marriage? Can you break up in a marriage? So technically, what they were saying was we broke up, in a sense, and we went our separate ways, and then that's when Jada went into the entanglement. Can you break up in a marriage? I'm going to comment a little bit about the whole thing. I think Will and Jada, they had a beautiful thing going. They hit a very rocky road, and then they were in the process of being divorced. But I don't think a married couple can break up. The breaking up of a married couple is called a divorce. And what Jada, did she cheat? To me, yes. Because to God, in the eyes of God, they are still a married couple. In the eyes of the law, they are still a married couple. So she did break that covenant and go and sleep with August. So in my eyes, she did cheat. She called him.
So he was literally cheating.
She cheated. She cheated. Full stop. I don't like however she wants to phrase it. However they're dealing with, that's their business. But in my eyes, as a Christian, to me, that is cheating. And we'll talk about cheating soon because I'm passionate about it. So homegirl loves it. Doesn't do it. Don't get me wrong. I don't do it. But I love talking about cheating.
Yeah, Michelle said separated is a better term for marriage. Breakup, leading to divorce, but you may work it out and get back together. So basically, if you start being with somebody else while you
married,
it's cheating. It's basically cheating. But
exactly.
I kind of want to take it to us in regards of dating, because there is a word for separated for a couple, and that word is space, giving each other space. And that's the question that we need to ask ourselves who are dating, not married, but who are dating. So let's say we're giving each other space. Maybe we're going through something, we're just like not pushing through it, and then there's that whole thing. By the way, I hate that. I don't think we've ever spoken about that, but like I hate that. But you say, oh, I need some space. Let's not talk for a few days. But I think sometimes that little thing called space, which is kind of like separated in a marriage thing, it can actually almost be a leeway for you to end up in an entanglement as well, because you're seeking for space, but then the truth of the matter is you're not going to go by yourself somewhere and kind of think about the relationship and stuff. Most of the times you're going to start talking to people about the problems of your relationship. And sometimes you could be going to your platonic, opposite sex friend, to talk about, oh my goodness, I'm going through this and this and this and this. And then you may end up in an entanglement with your platonic friend in that moment you had while you were what's the word?
Having space.
No. While you were space. Yes, space. I thought you said sex. I'm like,
no, space.
Oh, okay, space. Sorry.
Okay, baby, you literally went like ahead of me. I was coming there, but awesome. Okay, since we're already there. Okay, guys, I think I've found the best definition of cheating, and this might help put you guys into perspective to why I thought Jada cheated on Will. When a person seeks for physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual intimacy with someone who is not their spouse.
Or partner.
Hold on. I'm on that comma.
Comma. There you go.
With full knowledge that they should only receive that intimacy from their partner, boyfriend or girlfriend, fiance or fiancée, wife or husband. Guys, I came up with this definition. The Lord put it on my heart.
Amen.
And I said, yes. Because it covers, I love how the definition, it covers the spiritual, the emotional, the physical. So boys can't go around and be like, oh, we were just texting. It's covered. Yeah. It's under that definition. It's under that umbrella. If you're doing something with that person that you know you should be doing with your girlfriend, you're cheating. You're cheating.
Which comes to answer the question, was Jada cheating? Like,
yes.
Whether they had sex or not.
They probably did.
Even if they didn't, like, the fact that there was some sort of entanglement, it means there was probably some emotional thing, intimacy, some mental thing, some spiritual thing. Even if there wasn't a physical thing, it's still cheating.
Yes. And to my brothers out there, hello, welcome. I'm here to clarify on behalf of us women, and to you also, David, cheating is not just sex. Yeah, I said it in my room on this talk at 6:17. First time I said it. Cheating is not just sex. Like if my man out here, he's been recently whipping up a girl some text, just letting her know, hey, and she's talking to her. And they're getting deep, they're getting, they're talking about deep emotional stuff. And he doesn't do that with me. And he doesn't keep me informed that he's talking to that girl and the length and the depth of that. He doesn't inform me any of that. But he's creating this emotional intimacy with this girl.
Yeah.
Boy, I got the right to pull out the cheating card. I got the right to say, baby, you're cheating on me. Because not only would you be texting her behind my back and, you guys be flirting or whatever, but you start taking time you should be spending with me on your phone with her. You think it's just texting, but it's affecting your relationship in ways you don't think it is. And that's how women will start picking it up. We know the red flags. We can ignore them, but we know the red flags. We know when a guy's cheating with us. So it covers it all under the umbrella.
Michelle said, if you have to hide what you're doing, then you are cheating.
True. Very, very, very true. Very true. And now, baby, that question that my boyfriend here, he asked me beforehand, what about platonic friends? Because you can keep a certain level of intimacy. There's a certain level of intimacy a boyfriend and girlfriend should have. There's a level of intimacy you have with your friends. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to reveal some facts that not many people know. It is not okay, nor is it safe when you are in a relationship to develop a close friendship with a guy of the opposite sex. Now, let me clarify that for you. Let me break it down. I love it. Is when two people of the opposite sex, me and a guy friend, we have both established the fact that we're never going to be together. We don't have feelings for each other. We're each other's help and support system. We're friends. That, to me, is a platonic friendship.
Yeah.
So you and your guy friend, nothing is there. And you're true to yourself. And you know damn well there's nothing there. Because some girls out here be lying to themselves. Nah, I don't like him. Okay. So that is a platonic friendship. Now, you cannot develop a friendship like that whilst you're in a relationship. But if you've had a friendship like that way before the relationship started, that's okay. When you said boys are wired different, we'll talk about that another time. Boys are wired a little bit differently, but you are more likely to, catch feelings for a guy who you're just friends with whilst you're in a relationship with another one. Okay, I'll leave that. I'll put a comma there so we can visit that later. What I'm trying to say is, ladies, even girls, I don't care how much you and that person vibed. I don't care how much you guys, get along. If you're in a relationship, you cannot be having close or developing or establishing or commencing no form of friendship that is very close with a guy. Because you don't know what that guy's intention is.
Yeah.
He knows you're in a relationship, but he might want more. But if you've had a friendship, like I'll give myself as an example. I've had a friendship with Mookie. You know Mookie. I've had a friendship with him way before me and David started dating. That one is fine. But it's now me when I go around, I see a guy called Daniel, and now I start want to be friends with him. No.
So don't develop new friendships. New friendships are very dangerous.
Especially if they're the opposite sex, even if they're the same sex. Now, babe, let's talk about about boundaries. I know we did a series on boundaries. Let's talk about relationship, cheating, and platonic friends. Okay, actually, it goes like this: relationship, platonic friends, cheating. Now, what I'm about to say, some people may say no. You can't share everything that happens in your relationship. Should I hit? I don't think you guys heard
Say it again, baby.
I said you can't share everything that happens in your relationship, whether you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, engaged, or married.
Yeah.
Okay, that was weird. That was burning on my chest. I'm just glad it's off. Baby, if you want to add, just,
you have to have a level of confidentiality, all right, in your friendship. And it literally comes from respecting your relationship. The title of boyfriend and girlfriend still needs to be respected. So if I don't respect me being a boyfriend to you, I will actually tell anybody whatever happens in our relationship. There won't be a level of confidentiality because I don't have respect for this relationship. And so, and I think, okay, I'm gonna like open up to something because the talk today is about how to avoid an entanglement. Okay, how to avoid an entanglement. Now, when it comes to this stuff, like we had people say that sometimes you can be in it and the moment you notice the signs or whatever, you're supposed to pull out or whatever. But let's also talk about the doors and the windows that that you yourself can open up, that can be so naive that you can open up, right? And it can lead to an entanglement without you knowing, because that's the whole thing about an entanglement. Like, you got into it so innocently, and now you're entangled. Okay? One of the things, like you said, you can't share everything with your friends, whether it's your platonic friends or your friends, because what happens, I'll give you a perfect example. I think I told you earlier. Like, for example, I have a platonic friend who's a girl. Okay, let's say her name is give me a name, baby. Give me a name. Wendy.
Lucy.
Wendy. Okay, let's say Wendy is my platonic friend. Yeah. She's my friend. I've known her for a while. Let's say we argue, right? Like, me and you, we argue, and we had an argument, and things are crazy. So she's my friend. So of course I call my friend, right? So I say, "Oh man, I'm so mad. I had an argument with her. It was about this and this and this and this and this. She made me feel like this and this and this and this and this." Now, Wendy's duty as a friend is to actually take care of me, right? So she'll be like, "Oh, okay, hey, do you want to watch a movie so that you can get your mind off things?" That is the first step to entanglement. And it's so innocent because they're your friend, right? They're your friend. It's just, and she probably has no intentions, or maybe she does. But even though she's your friend, that's the first step into entanglement. So you go and watch the movie, right? So you go and watch the movie, and you feel better. That's level one. And then what ends up happening is that you like, I argue with you again. When I argue with you again, guess who I'm gonna call?
Let's see.
Wendy.
Oh, Wendy, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna call Wendy because Wendy made me feel better last time. Because she's my friend. She knows how to take care of me.
Come on.
So I call Wendy and I say, "Hey, Wendy, we argued again. She did this and this and this and this and this." You never say what the bad stuff you did anyways. But like, she
that's
did this
true.
And this and this. Like, because she's supposed to be on your side. And then say, "Okay, how about we go and hang out somewhere, so you can feel better." Now, you see where this is going, where now you have trained your mind that every single time you have an argument with your girlfriend, you're going to call Wendy because she's your friend, and you're going to end up in some sort of entanglement, and you're going to end up cheating. And the whole moral of this whole thing is that there was a doorway that you entered through for the entanglement to start. So be careful of those little doorways to entanglement. Because sometimes, I'll tell you this, sometimes the moment you are in that entanglement and you actually realize that you're entangled, sometimes it's very difficult to get out of it. And that's how you're going to actually end up probably physically cheating, emotionally cheating, mentally cheating, spiritually cheating. And so, yeah.
The door that you're talking about is oversharing what is happening in your relationship.
Yeah.
That is a skill that young people we need to master. Even older people, you need to master, because we love talking about our lives. And when people ask you, oh, how's your relationship going? How's you and David going? Naturally, me, I'm a very talkative person. Naturally, I just want to blurt out everything and be like, you know, me and David, we got into another fight last week and blah, 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 blah. I want to tell everyone. It's very natural for me. But that opens up an emotional bond that you will have with that person you're sharing, whether they're a close male friend or your close female friend. It's more dangerous to be sharing with your platonic male friend than it is a female friend in my books, because you are now making that emotional connection, like you said, baby. You're now making that emotional bond, that connection, like, oh, I can come to you when I'm upset and you're going to make me feel better. You start creating that bond subconsciously, and trust me, you do it so innocently, like you said, David. You don't even think you're doing it. You just think, I'm talking to my friend. This is how friendships are. When I'm in hardship, I'm supposed to go to my friend, so thus I'm doing it. So it's very natural to you be like, oh, this is fine, I'm talking to my friend. But there's a bond there that you are creating because you're complaining about David and you're mad about David. So you start seeking happiness that David should be giving in your platonic friend. And then that's how girls start saying, maybe this guy ain't so bad after all. You know? And guys, of course, guys, males, they'll always be there. They're like, yeah, Tita, I'll be there for you, you know? Yeah, I'll always be there and help you out. In their books, they're just being a friend. But you guys are creating that experience, that bond, which is very unhealthy. And I'll now go back to the confidentiality in a relationship. Confidentiality is very crucial. That's why me, if I'm having a problem with David and it's really bothering me, don't get me wrong, I do tell Chieza, but the way I tell her, it's not in a very aggressive manner. It's not in the hype of the situation. It's not when I'm like the most angry. So like when I'm peaked, me and David, you know, we're about to get in the ring and, you know, that's not when I tell her. I tell her after it's all died down.
Yeah.
I tell her after we've come up with a solution.
Yeah. And can I quickly say something about that?
Go for it.
Like when, I mean, it may not even be about the cheating, but I want to quickly say a note on that. The arguments thing. Like, when we have an argument, you don't actually have to go to somebody to, you know, to like take stuff off your chest. You don't have to call somebody to take stuff off your chest. If you ever get in an argument, let me encourage you guys. I mean, like, we're talking about dating, and this is Christian dating, and this is about God. And so I want to encourage you, like, it's actually when you are in the heat of an argument and you leave each other, don't call nobody. Be alone. Okay? Be alone with God, because I think that's where the best teaching is at, where you actually listen to the voice of God and you listen to the Holy Spirit, and He will tell you, He will explain to you everything. You know, and
that's very true.
It's very important you do that. Like, never call anybody when you're in the heat of an argument. Yeah.
Amen.
Go on, baby. Sorry.
I completely agree with you. There's some things that you can address with your friends, but I've gotten into a habit that at the height of the climax of the anger, I'm not telling anyone. When me and David have calmed down and we're coming to a solution, that's when I may approach you and be like, hey girl, you know, it's been really troubling me and David. I'm not being biased now. I'm not being, oh, David, he said. No. It's more like, oh, me and David, we're just trying to find ways of communicating better. I'm not saying me and David are fighting. I'm saying me and David are having, we're trying to find ways of communicating better. Because it's true. We've already fought. Now we're just finding ways. And then it'll be like, yeah, sometimes when I do this, he doesn't understand me. When I do that, he doesn't understand me. Like, what do you think? So do you see how that's very different from me calling her when I'm angry and I'm like, girl, this boy that the Lord gave me, I wish he came with a receipt because I want to take him back. Do you know how different?
How many times have you done that, baby?
Let's not talk about that, okay?
And like still on the subject of confidentiality and doors, we spoke about the first door, and I think the second door for me is very similar to it, and that's also social media. So like you sharing your relationship problems on a status, just saying, oh my goodness, I can't believe her, and everybody knows that you're talking about your girlfriend, right? And so that is actually a doorway for all the girls who want to get into your DMs to get into your DMs because they know she ain't treating you right. So you're giving. So yeah, that's a side thing, but that's still a door. So you just gotta be careful to not really be so public about all your relationships. Baby, like we've been dating for almost 10 months now, and like, I mean, we don't necessarily show sunshine and rainbows on social media for us, but at the same time, I never complain about you. We never complain about each other on social media and say,
maybe
oh my
to your
goodness.
Friends, but not
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, so because that's actually a doorway for people with bad intent to actually hit you up and be like, oh my goodness, she's treating you like that. Come over. I'll give you a massage. I'll take care of you. And that's
they will
another
not say
doorway
it like
to
that, though, baby.
entanglement.
They will not say it like that. They won't
Oh,
tell you.
it will be very subtle.
Oh, you'd be very subtle. Like, oh, do you want to talk about it? And you'd be like, no. And then they're like, oh, come on, let's talk about it. It's okay, I'm always here for you.
I'm always here for you.
I'm always here
Really?
for you if you ever want to talk. Do you want me, let me give you a call. Let me give you a call. And then they call you, and then now you end up on the phone with them for 2 hours. That's how slick they are. Guys, do we see you? Ooh, babe. Let me say this now. The one person that I would be comfortable to tell a big fight that is really like troubling me that me and David have had is I'm blessed enough to have a mom. And she gets me. She gets me. She's known me before I even knew myself. From being a tiny cell in her uterus, she knew me. And also God, of course, God. But I'm talking about earthly figures that you can talk to. And my mom is one of those people. And also finding someone who can help you and your boyfriend or girlfriend deal with problems. That's a journey me and David are going through right now. I wish we did it earlier, but we're going through it right now. Is finding someone who we can talk to, a figure, what do you call it? A respectable figure. We're talking about like youth pastors or whatever, from your church or in your community, someone who you trust, someone who has good intent, someone who is respectable. There you go for it.
And so like, I don't mean to be old school, and I am gonna be old school. Back in the day, it used to be that if a girl has a problem, they will assign her to a woman. If a boy has a problem, they assign them to a man. There was none of this because now there's all this gender equality stuff, But then look, we need to be responsible when it comes to taking care of one another. Let the young men be taken care by the men. Let the young ladies be taken care by the ladies. For example, I want to give you an example. If if you're looking for somebody to be a mediator or somebody to talk to about your relationship, if you're a girl, don't go to a man to speak about it. You know, go to another woman. You know, if you're a guy, don't go to a lady. Go to another man to talk about it. I mean,
so true.
Yes, you know, the reason why we talk about this platonic friends thing is that, you know, naturally, when you want to complain about your girlfriend or your spouse, you want to complain it to somebody, to another lady.
Yeah.
Because you know that she will understand what she's the mess that she is. Do you get what I mean? So like, it's natural for you to be like, yeah, let me talk to another girl or another lady about this because she will understand what I'm going through, right? And for, you know, vice versa. But guys, let me encourage you. If you're going through an issue, talk to somebody the same sex as you, like that. Because honestly, let me tell you, it doesn't matter how young the person you're talking to is, how old the person you're talking to is, you can always end up in an entanglement. Always. Anybody can always actually use your vulnerability and use your you know, whatever situation you're going through, because when you're sharing what's wrong in the relationship, you're actually vulnerable, you're weak. Anybody can use that to take you down. So just make sure you pick the right person. Make sure you pick the right gender. I mean, don't go to your platonic friends to discuss problems with your relationships. Just don't.
Platonic friends cannot be mediators. Friends cannot be mediators. So you need to find someone who's older than you, who has more experience, and of the gender that you are. So, like you said, if I'm me, I go to my youth leader who's a female. I don't go to the husband. That's weird. That's awkward. That's how church scandals begin. Do not do that. That is very awkward, and it's sort of low-key disrespectful to the wife. But I go straight to her.
You need to be a little bit old school.
True. And just respectful. So I go to her instead of the husband, obviously, because what's the scandal that can happen there, you know? Well,
I want to speak to those people here who, you know yourself that it's either you've entered into some sort of entanglement or you are in some sort of entanglement, or some sort of entanglement is getting out of hand. You know yourself. And I'm not even talking about whether you've been sleeping around with somebody else or whether you've been kissing another girl. Now I'm talking about whether you've been, you know, intentionally texting somebody things you shouldn't be texting. You know, you've been sharing stuff with them that you shouldn't be sharing. You know, I want to speak to you right now. You know yourself. I want to tell you this. In respect to your relationship, you know, repent. And honestly, what I love about Jada and Will is the fact that they were able to sit down and actually talk about it. Like, people blab on about the whole thing, but like, I actually respect them for doing that. So be like with Jada and Will and actually sit down with the person that you have cheated on. I'm going to say, yes, you've cheated. Sit down with the person that you've cheated with and be like, you know what, hey, look, I love and respect this relationship. I have listened to Dave Atida, and you know that they have they have convicted me on this, and I need to get this. I need to get this right. You know, because even if you're gonna break up with me, that's okay. But I want to get it right. So even if I end up with another relationship, I know that I'm gonna be doing it right. So I wanna repent, and I wanna say I'm sorry, and And I want to prove to you that I've changed, and the fact that I've even shared this with you, I want you to be confident that I'll be always open with you and whatnot. So I really want you to do that, because hey, look, guys at our age, we are the future mothers and fathers. We can't mess this up. We cannot mess this up. Let the future, let this next generation be the generation that has healthy marriages, healthy families.
Amen.
Let us not be statistics.
Amen.
And say, oh, the millennials, they're messing it up. Let us be the ones who actually stands up and say, hey, we're better than this. Please.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for being amazing. We'll probably do part 2 next week, because I still got things burning, and we really appreciate you guys for staying on, and I hope this helps you. Please message me and David if you need help or you got questions. And yeah, thank you guys. I love you.
You're awesome. We'll see you next week.